Ancient Egypt was a civilization of ancient North Africa. Reaches of the Nile River settled in the place that is now the country Egypt. Their date of existence period started with the reign of Egypt's first king, called Narmer, in approximately 3100 BCE and ended with the death of Cleopatra VII in 30 BC. In cuneiform sources, it is understood that the Mesopotamian society has an advanced level of knowledge in medicine, from the prescriptions and handbooks recorded in detail the characteristics of the healers and the names they have taken, the treatment methods and the tools they use can be determined, and the names of the diseases and the contents of the drugs prepared for the treatment of the diseases and the proportions of mineral, herbal, and animal drugs that can be used together. In addition, in Mesopotamia, it is understood that diseases is seen as a punishment given to the people by gods, goddesses, in responses to sins or as a result of evil spirit attack. According to the belief, the healing of the diseases also is given by gods. For this reason, medicine and religion were intertwined in ancient Mesopotamia, and religious data were also included in medical written sources. Ancient Rome had used different methods for treatment, such as different tools, methodology, and natural ingredients. It is believed that Greek medicine has profound impact on the progress of ancient Rome medicine. For instance, Greek physicians relied on observations, experience, rather than on spiritual rituals, prayers, and we can clearly see that Roman physicians used same methods. However, we couldn't say that there was absence of spiritual belief. In ancient Rome, believing to gods and praying them for everything and believing that they will save their souls and cure their illnesses were widespread. In addition to beliefs, when they were hopeless and there weren't any treatments, they preferred to go to the temple and pray for their health, god called Asclepius. Due to beliefs, physicians couldn't explore human bodies. Therefore, physicians attached to the Roman army and tried to analyze human bodies and understand medicine and the experience there. Most of the rich households had their own medical specialists among their staff. Therefore, the rest of the population couldn't afford for physicians and treatments. Also, Greek symbols that used in medicine influenced ancient Rome too. Before physicians, people used to combine some natural ingredients, and head of the family was responsible for the family's diseases and treatments. So what about diagnosis? First, they try to understand what can be cause of the diseases so that they ask questions about patients' lifestyles like the climate, how much they sleep, the food that taken, etc. Then, they believed that soul was accountable of the pain, illness, physical concepts, and it reflected to their dreams. If dream was normal, it meant patient was healthy. The more chaotic the dreams were, patient condition was that terrible. Ancient Rome, Egypt, and Mesopotamia used same or similar herbal remedies. To begin with, it is known that doctors use different prescriptions for different complaints. For example, the fruits, flowers, leaves of plants such as olives, laurel, cherries, many minerals such as various organs of domestic and wild animals, iron, copper, aluminum, salt were included in these recipes. Animal feces were also used a lot. This method, which was probably used by primitive societies to abduct the evil spirits that disturbed the sick, was also applied in European medicine until 2 centuries ago. They also closely examined eye diseases and used eye baths, ointments, and some oils to cure them. They also used various glass lenses to eliminate myopia and hypermetropia. Written by tablet is also interesting treatment. They made an ointment in oil by boiling some herbs against eye diseases, or they washed the sick eye with it by mixing copper metal with barley water. What about ancient Rome? Well, it had known that cabbage, a special liquid form of it, was a common ingredient. A mixture of cabbage, water, and wine will be cured a death. They applied this mixture to ears. Second was fennel. It was called ipomerathron. It was treatment for nervous disorders, brings out breast milk, breaks kidney and urinary stones. The intriguing thing was, after some infectious diseases, it resulted in practice of quarantine and improved sanitation. Well, actually, they gave importance to public health. Well, next one was sage. It was common belief that the gods could heal thanks to sage. Also, it was effective in a mixture that made for cough. Well, willow used as an antiseptic. The last and one of the significant one, it was believed that garlic was good for heart. In pharmacy, they use honey, garlic, cumin, acacia leaves, and cedar oil. dentistry was an important field, even if poor dental disease could be fatal. Extreme pain might have been medicated with opium, while in ancient Egypt, treatment and drugs was understood as a kind of magic. If a person fell sick, the illness was thought to be caused by the gods' anger or by an evil spirit that had entered to the body. They mostly pray for health to their health gods. Well, we said health gods. Who are they? Well, a few of them are Circe, Horus, and Thoth, the most significant ones. It is known that many diseases such as fever, stroke, and plague were diagnosed during this period. In addition, some clay tablets contain definitions of eye, ear, skin, and heart diseases, rheumatism, and various venereal diseases. At that time, toothache was thought to be caused by worms by teeth. This idea remained valid in Europe until the 18th century. The Mesopotamians pulled out tooth decay or aching teeth. Dio Edunmagi, who lived around 2400 BC, is the first dentist in history. For example, a tablet prepared for bruises and swelling due to impact can be obtained both with magic and a medical prescription. Roman physicians believed that organs like heart, brain couldn't be treated, so that they did surgery on the surface of the body, and tools that they were used are this: rectal speculum, spoon of Diacolos, bone levers, cupping vessels, tubes, tile cauchery, surgical scissors, scalpels, obstetrical hooks, bone drill, spatula, surgical saw. As you see, lots of surgical instruments. Who contributed all of this to the Rome? Well, it was Galen, who was first significant doctor in Rome. He became expert on human anatomy thanks to analyzing animals like monkeys in Greece and used lots of surgical instruments. In the beginning, he was a Greek physician, and after found the theory of human anatomy thanks to discoveries on animals' bodies, he became Roman physician. But it was against Roman law to discover or cut human body. After lots of achievements, he became a physician of Emperor Marcus Aurelius. Thanks to George Ebers, who discovered Eber Papyrus, we get information about Egyptian medicines. The Eber Papyrus was written in hieratic Egyptian writing and represented the most extensive and best preserved ancient Egyptian medicine record. It has many incantations meant to turn away disease-causing demons, and there's also evidence for a long tradition of empiricism. We can see lots of examples of medical remedies of Eber Papyrus: birth control, diabetes mellitus, depression and dementia, eye and skin problems, dentistry, information about tumors and bones, intentional disease and parasites. In order to be a doctor in ancient Egypt, people had to train as a scribe and study medical papyrus store at the Per Ankh, the House of Life. After the training, they learned how to do surgery. Surgery was a common practice among physicians as a treatment for physical injuries. The Egyptian physicians recognized three categories of damages: treatable, contestable, and untreatable ailments. Prosthetics, such as artificial toes and eyeballs, were also used. Typically, they served little more than decorative purposes. In preparation for burial, missing body parts will be replaced. However, these do not appear as if they would have been useful or even attachable before death. The extensive use of surgery, mummification practices, and autopsy as a religious exercise gave Egyptians a vast knowledge of the body's morphology and even a considerable understanding of organ functions.